Like we rightly told you, we will be looking at an appraisal of how the National Assembly has performed in the last 2 years. And we're also going to touch on the crisis in the PDP. And then we're definitely going to look at stories that are on the front pages of the papers this morning, as well as stories that are trending now later on. But let's begin with this story, where the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, that's the EFCC, has described internet fraud, popularly called Yahoo, as a national emergency that must not be handled with kids' gloves. Featuring on TVC News flagship program Journalist Hangout on Sunday, Olukoyede said the menace has become a crisis, hence the crackdown on those involved in the crime. He said the Yahoo boys are now involved in bigger crimes like kidnapping and laundering of money for politicians.
Nigerians should know this. These guys, some of them are into banditry. We have evidence. We have proofs to do that. Some of them are into kidnapping. Yes, because when they know they don't see people to scam on time, they kidnap. It is there. It is in the news. People know. This is the work we do. People know. Some of them now, they launder money for the politically exposed persons. So don't just see them as Yahoo boys anymore. The traditional way of stealing money is no longer applicable. When they steal government money in billions now, they give it to all these boys. They open crypto wallet, and they put the money there. From there, the money goes abroad. You can buy a house, you can buy vehicles and buy anything with your Bitcoin. So most of these politically exposed persons now identify these boys. They put them in hotel and they open accounts for them. They share this money among them, they change it to dollar and they move it abroad. So Nigerians should not just look at us looking, no, it's much more than that. As a matter of fact, there was a 22-year-old boy that we arrested. Within 18 months, we saw a turnover of over 5 billion naira in his account. A young boy has never worked in his life, who has no legitimate means of livelihood.
22 years.
Over 5 billion naira within 18 months, a turnover. So we brought him in and we discovered that he laundered money for politically exposed people. The matter is under investigation. The guy is in detention in one of our facilities. So ordinarily you will see him with, maybe we ask dreadlock, you say it's just a Yahoo boy, let you leave them, it's just Yibo that they are scamming, $10. No, sir. It's a major crisis. They use them to steal government money now.
The controversy surrounding the crypto bridge exchange, Cbex, the EFCC chairman stated that they are making progress in the investigation with some arrests made and money recovered.
We have gone far on Cbex. We've been able to recover a reasonable amount of money, even though in crypto wallet. In the wallet, the same way the money was taken from them. There's no way you will get them dollars in cash without necessarily going through the same process. We have gone far. We have made reasonable arrests. People are talking. Like I said, we are not going to give out much because we don't want the process to be vitiated. We are still after quite a number of people that we have declared wanted. We are still investigating a lot of wallets. And the crypto wallet they move the money to, we call them non-custodial wallets. In other words, they don't have no KYC. You can't trace it to anybody. So from the non-custodial wallet, they move it to some wallets in Europe, Eastern Europe, particularly Cambodia and all of that. And from there, they dissipate the money. But we've been able to block some of those wallets where money have not been fully dissipated. That is to the extent that we have gone now. So Nigerians should be aware. And I even learned that there are still some of these perpetrators in the system. Nigerians are still falling victims. I believe people should learn from this.
Quite an expose from the EFCC chairman there. And it's quite worrisome that as much as our politicians try to mouth solutions to our problems behind the scene, stemming from what the EFCC chairman has said, They are also part of the problems we face, especially with the Yahoo boys that we talk about, Etuma.
It reminds me of a saying that what is eating the beans is in the beans. You know, it's disheartening that things like that are happening. A 22-year-old boy with a turnover of 5 billion
in 18 months.
In 18 months,
without working.
How intelligent is he? I mean, why? Why should that happen? There are people that have invested and served this country for 40 years that do not even have 3 million in their account. And a 22-year-old boy in 18 months is making 5 billion because of crime aided, purportedly aided by politicians. It just makes you weak in the knees.
Area, it's quite mind-boggling.
It's sad. And I say something, you know, we were calling them Yahoo boys before. It was like $10, $20, but now it has now gone higher to that, and it's now big fraud. To think about it, 22-year-old, you have that amount of money. First of all, you can go crazy. And that's why some of those people do things that we do not even understand, because there's a certain money that you have at a certain age that you're not supposed to have it. And now that we're hearing that allegedly from politicians, like, I feel like it's something that the EFCC really needs to work on. It needs to stop. And also the fact that they've been doing this thing and they've graduated to this, also talking about the Cbex as well. In as much as we're saying that they need to stop, also people need to stop being gullible, because I tell you what, Victoria and Veronica, another Cbex will come out again and people will also put their money.
Of course, several have come out, and a lot of people are falling victim of this. But Ibrahim, kudos to the EFCC for what they are doing, being able to, you know, beam their searchlight on these activities. But what's the most concerning aspect of this matter to you?
Yeah, the thing is, you guys already said it all, but one of the things is that if you have politicians who are enabling this, who are helping these guys, not just defrauding the foreigners, they're also defrauding Nigerians, all of us on this table.
Because this is Nigerian
absolutely,
money.
It's national patrimony. And then they now use it through blockchain, because the blockchain network is very, very anonymous. The only thing is you can see the sender, you can see the receiver, but you can't get a profile of these persons who are doing this transaction. So there are different levels to it. There's a public domain, there's a private domain, and different levels to it. But the thing is, it's usually very difficult for you to trace who has done what.
Because there's no KYC.
Exactly. So no, there's KYC, but the thing is, there is this.
You cannot trace if there's no KYC.
No, there's KYC with the platform you're using. For instance, if you're using Binance, it has all your profile, your face and everything, but they also owe you the duty to keep your
government has shut that down.
Data.
Yeah, they shut down.
But people still have one different ways to access it. So the thing there is, that's why it's difficult for the like of FBI, all of those foreign investigators they take time when it comes to investigating some of these fraud-related issues. But we've been talking about this some time ago when we say whenever the allocation is paid, you get to see that the dollar to naira goes up, shoots up, because most of these politicians will convert the naira into dollar, and then they'll mop up all the dollars, and everyone will start crying, and it falls back to the impact it has on our economy, where we don't have enough money to go around.
And it's basically us at the end of the day, is Nigerians that are suffering.
Unfortunately, that's the situation there, because you swore an oath to serve Nigerians, to give them the dividends of democracy, and then you, from the back door, decide to steal Nigerians blind. How do you sleep at night? I'm now wondering how we need to tackle corruption head on when we are having these kinds of issues staring us in the face. Because this is a new dimension to the whole matter.
Yes, if there's a way we can make politics not that attractive, and if there's a way we can get Nigerian monies to do what it's supposed to do without getting to the hands.
People in the offices.
Yes. No, now everything is getting automated. So if there's a way we can automate, take for example, somebody owns a restaurant. You don't hear now that my boy stole my money, because you get your customers to pay directly into your account. So if there's a way we can automate national finances, it might solve the problem to a good percentage. It might not be 100%.
I agree with when he said we should not make politics look lucrative, because I tell you what, people now want to get into politics not because of the people but their pockets.
Yes.
And that is just the bitter truth.
Unfortunately.
When you hear from them is what I will gain, what my family will gain, what my people will gain, but not the interest of the people. So we need to make politics not look that lucrative.
If we are saying not look lucrative or attractive, how do we do that? With our peculiarities.
It will shock you to know that some of these politicians, some of these office holders, they are also enabled by the civil servants. what I guess former President Olusegun Obasanjo that referred to them as evil servants. Because some of these people will teach the politicians how to steal the money, how to save the money so that it will not be traceable. Because they are the one there, they are the one who are using it. And you have the appointees talking about the ministers or the governors, they are coming in and out. But these people are there for several amounts of years, number of years.
So they understand the system, they know the gaps, and they know how to boycott.
That's why when they wanted to expose or allegedly the suspended Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, it was still the civil servants. They were the one that said, "Come on, put it this way," and then she just entered the corner. And you understand?
But why should you learn bad thing at the end of the day? You have sworn an oath to Nigerians. Why are you learning what is evil?
That's why you even went into politics. You know,
for bad things.
Oh yes, to make money.
Well, yeah, a lot of them enter for bad reasons and not for the people.
Unfortunately, we need to do better in Nigeria. But